Hello and welcome to Kumat Online Academy. I hope you are doing very fine today. Good. Today we want to learn direct and indirect speech. What is a direct speech and what is an indirect speech? Direct and indirect speech, they are different ways that we can report a statement that is made by a speaker. When someone says something and you want to tell other people about it, you can report it or can say it or can tell people about it using two methods. The first method is the direct method or the direct speech method, and the second method is the indirect speech method. Indirect speech method. Indirect speech method, you try to tell your audience or the people you are reporting the statement to how the speaker said what he said without changing any word of the speaker. That is, you are reporting the speaker's words verbatim. The way the speaker said it is the way you want to tell or report it to your audience. Your audience are the people that are listening to you, the people you are telling your story. They are your audience. So indirect speech, we report words or speaker to words verbatim. I said that verbatim means to say something exactly the way it is. If you are reporting something verbatim, it means that you are reporting it without changing anything at all in it. If you see I am coming and you want to report it, you must say it exactly it is said, which is I am coming. So in direct speech, you try to give your audience the exact words that the speaker used. And sometimes it is very, very necessary and very important that you tell the speakers the exact words that you tell your audience the exact words that the speaker used in his or her statement. When we try to change words or statements from direct to indirect speech, we do our best to retain the meaning of this meaning in the speaker's speech. But in some cases, sometimes when you alter something or you alter a statement by adding or removing something, you may lose some meaning in the statement. So if you don't want to lose any meaning at all in the statement, you report it verbatim or you report it using a direct speech. Because if you want to convert a direct speech to indirect speech, there are a number of changes that you have to make to convert a direct speech to indirect speech. Although, in making such changes, you also try not to change the meaning of the statement, but in some cases, when a statement is altered or changed at all, you will find out that the meaning may just alter small or change small. So if you don't want to have any impression that the statement or the meaning of the sentence has been changed slightly, you may need to report it directly. So that is about direct speech. Now, direct speech has two components or two parts. The two components of a direct speech are the reporting part and the main part. We have the reporting part. The reporting part of a direct speech is the part that is introducing the statement. If somebody said something and you want to tell your friends, you will start by introducing the statement. Ikechukwu said. You let the person to know the person that said it. That part of the statement is just introducing what the statement or what the speaker said. Now, before you now say the main thing that the speaker said. So that part which is introducing the main part of the statement is called a reporting part. While the main words of the speaker is called the main part of the statement. So every direct speech has two components, reporting parts and the main part. The reporting part and the main part are separated using a comma. Then the main part is put inside an inverted comma. So when you put the reporting part, Ikechukwu said, Amaka said, she said, they said. When you put this statement, which is a reporting part, you put a comma to separate it from the other part of the statement or the other part of the speech. Then the main statement or the speaker's words, you put everything inside an inverted comma. So, and that becomes the two components of the direct speech. For example, if you want to make a direct speech, it can be something like, he said, I am coming. Now, if you look at this is the reporting part. And this is the main words of the speaker. I am coming. The reporting part and the main part. So as you can see here, after the reporting part, there is a comma, and then the main part, that is the speaker's words, we put it inside an inverted comma. Inserted can be a double comma, it can be single inverted comma. So this is how to write a direct speech. Now, we can convert a direct speech, like I said, to indirect speech. If you want to convert a direct speech to indirect speech, this comma here in the reporting part and this inverted comma, you have to remove it. and replace it with that. You remove the comma and replace comma with that, and then remove the inverted comma in the main part. When you remove the inverted comma in the main part, now the rules for changing the main words of the speaker, that is the words inside the inverted comma, is this. Number one, if the subject if the subject in the reporting part, of course the reporting part is always made up of a subject and a verb. He said, he subject, and said, a verb. If the subject, which is he or she or any other subject as the case may be, if you look at it, you know the gender of the subject, then this subject in the direct speech, that is in the main part, you change the subject in the main part to correspond with the subject in the reporting part. So the pronoun here will be changed to the pronoun in the reporting part. So because we have he in the reporting part, this pronoun that is I is going to change also to he. If the pronoun in the reporting part is she, the pronoun I in the main part is also going to change to she. If it is they, it is also going to change to they here. So that is how to change the pronouns in the main parts of a direct speech to indirect speech. Now, for instance, if I want to change this one to a direct speech, to indirect speech, what I'm going to have is he said, then I will remove the comma. I will remove the comma here. I put that. Then I will remove the inverted brackets here. Then the I here, I am coming. This I here, I will change it to correspond with the gender of this pronoun. The pronoun here in the reporting part is he. So it will change to he this place. He said that he is coming. He said that he was coming. He said that he now the next rule says that you complete the statement. That is 3 dots I put here to show that the statement is still continuing. Now let me show you the second rule now before I will complete the sentence. Now the second rule says that any verb that is here is going to correspond, the tense of the verb in the main part is going to correspond with the tense in the reporting part. Now in this place we have he said, he said. Said is a past tense. So every verb inside the main part is also going to change to past tense. So it is the reporting part that will determine what will happen to the main part when you want to change it to indirect speech. The pronoun in the reporting part we determine the pronoun in the direct in the main part when we are changing it, and the verb in the reporting part we also determine the tense of the verb. In the reporting part we also determine the tense of the verb in the main part. So the verb here is said, which is a past tense. So all the verb in the main part, we are also going to change them to past tense. So this thing is now going to be, he said that. Of course, we change this I to he, that he, then the verb that is am, this is a present tense, so we are going to change it to past tense. He said that he was coming. So that is the complete statement. He said that he was. He said that he was coming. He said that he was coming. Another example. Okay, now let's look at this one. She says, I am eating. She says, I am eating. Now, to change this to an indirect speech, we look at this pronoun and then we change this I in the main part to correspond with this pronoun. So this one is also going to change to she. Now this verb is in simple present. So we are going to leave every sentence here in the simple present or the way it is. So we are not changing it. The verb are going to remain the same. She says, I am eating. So this verb here, this auxiliary verb here is going to remain the same. So if we're changing this to indirect speech, it is now going to be she said. Now this comma, we remove it and put that. Now we remove the inverted comma and then we try to see if we can change. Before we can change we change the I here to correspond with this pronoun. So it becomes she. She said that she. Now this verb, this one is in simple present. If it is in present, we leave the verb the way they are. So she said, I am eating. She said she is eating. This I am eating here will also be in simple present. She says she is eating. She says she is eating. So this present verb here, the present tense here, we also take a present tense this place. Now let's look at another example. They said we are powerful. They said we are powerful. Now, to change this to indirect speech, we write they said, then we remove the comma and put that. Now, this way, we change it to they. It will take the pronoun in the reporting part. They said that they said that they. Now, this verb is in past tense. It's a past tense. So this verb here, we are going to change it to past tense also. Now, past tense of are is where. They said they were powerful. They said they were powerful. Now, another rule is that is rule 3. If you want to change days, days are always changed in direct speech if you are reporting it in indirect speech. Now we always change to then. Today we change to that day. Tomorrow we change to next day. And yesterday we change to previous day. So what this means is that inside the inverted comma or in the main parts of a direct speech, if you see now, you change it to then. If you see today, you change it to that day. If you see tomorrow, you change it to next day. And if you see yesterday, you change it to previous day. For example, he said, I am coming now. He said, I am coming now. Now, if you want to change this, it becomes now we remove our comma and put that. Now, this pronoun, the one in the reporting is he, so it's going to replace it that he. Now, the verb here is past tense, said is past tense, so we are going to change this verb to past tense also. Past tense of am is was. Now we come to now. Now is in inside the inverted comma, that is in the main part. So this now here we change it to then. He said that he was coming then. He said that he was coming then. So this is how to change the statements to indirect speech. Now, if the statement is if the statement is I will come tomorrow, now you are going to have following the rule. He said that, we remove comma, put that, then I will change it to this pronoun that he would, he. Now this verb here is present tense, so we change it to past tense. Past tense of this is would. He said that he would come. He said that he will come the next day. He said that he will come the next day. So we put this sentence to replace this part, to replace this tomorrow here. The next day. Now if it is I came yesterday. Now the sentence is going to be he said that, we remove the comma and put that, then this I, we take the gender here, the pronoun here. This is said and this is came, so two of them are already pronouns, so we are not changing anything again. He said that he came the previous day. Yesterday is changed to previous day. He said that he came the previous day. So this is how to report it in indirect speech. Okay, this is where we are going to stop in our discussion on direct and indirect speech today. Now let's have an assignment. The assignment is you have to convert the following to indirect speech. He said, she said, she says, I will do it now. She says, I will do it now. Number two. Number two, he said, I am hungry. They say, if we come, we are going to do to see it. If we come, we are going to see it. Now, in this number three, like we said in one of the rules for changing the verbs, it doesn't mean or it doesn't matter how complex or how long the sentence is. You should just focus on the rules and change whatever you are asked to change in the sentence. So no matter the number of verbs that are there in the sentence, do the necessary changes, identify the verbs that are supposed to be changed, and then change them and do other things you are supposed to do in the sentence. So it doesn't mean or it doesn't matter whether the sentence is short or whether it is long or how complex the sentence is. You break it and you change, focus on changing or obeying the rules. Change whatever you are supposed to change, and then you will get your answer. So, this is the assignment. Number one, she says, I will do it now. Two, he said, I am hungry. Three, they said, if we come, we are going to see it. Number four, let's have another one. Yesterday was great for me. Now this pronoun here, this me, is going to change. You're also going to change it to correspond with the gender of the pronoun you have here. So if you have he takes him. She takes, just change it to the necessary pronoun. Okay, so you do this for. Thank you.